of 3/4 inch melamine here that I'm going to use for backing up some cabinets that I'm building in my pantry. And I need to do a cross cut here at 58 inches, which, you know, leaves me 39 inches on the other side that's going to cut off. My fence on my table saw is only 52 inches, so I can't cut this. And I really don't want to come in here at 38 and have that big old piece of 58 inches hanging off. It's just not quite as stable. Doable because it's wide enough, but it's just not safe. So this is where I use my track saw. So the track saw I have is from Dewalt. Almost every manufacturer has it. They have two different versions, a corded and then cord electric and then a cordless. This one runs off their 60 volt flex volt system. And they have two different tracks available. One that's about 5 feet for when you're cross cutting a piece of plywood or sheet good. And then this one here, it's a little over 8 feet. And that way you can rip it. So if you don't have a table saw, this is a really good alternative. So if you're limited on space, you know, you can always grab yourself a track saw. So since I'm cross cutting, I'm going to use the shorter of the tracks here. And all I'm going to do is going to come here and I'm going to lay this down. I've got my mark here and my kerf of my blade is 3/16 of an inch. So I'm just going to come in here and go 3/16 off my mark. You get that, just like that. And then Dewalt has these clamps. I'll tell you, of the whole entire system, this is my least favorite part. This is my second set, and it's already broken. First set also broke within 1 or 2 times. You can see this one, I'm sitting here trying to clamp it, it doesn't even grip. They sent me a new set after I told them the first set broke, and after I got my replacement and saw that it was just broken again, I figured that's just the way these clamps are, which is unfortunate because I use their clamps for a lot of things and I don't have any problems with them. So. But for some reason with this setup I do. Those just go right in the side of the track and then you just clamp it. I'm just using a piece of MDF here as my base. And now I'm all set up. So all this saw does is just sit right down on this track. And I'm going to use it in conjunction with my Dewalt dust collector. So it's got this, I don't even know what connection system they call this, but anyway, it connects, has a little lock on it. And it makes it easy to keep the sawdust under control. So I'll go ahead and turn on my dust collector here and just cut this. All right, now I've got a piece cut off, it's good to go. Nice clean cut on the bottom here up against my sacrificial piece of MDF. Now I'm going to edge band this and get hung up in my cabinet. So if you're interested in the track saw, the tracks, the dust collector, or the long track, the whole system, I'll have it linked down below. Anyway, I'm going to show you one more use of this track saw. So I'm over here at my in-laws' house. And they have a rug that goes from the garage to their kitchen, and the door, it hits the rug, so we're going to trim the bottom of the door. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do with the track saw. Setting the depth of the blade, the cut. Not that it really matters, we'll set it all down. Alright. You measured how much we needed to cut it? Because I didn't.
Well, I'm thinking approximately half an inch.
Okay. How's that look? Alright.
Eyeballing it.
Cool, yep. So we just set the track down on top of the door and let her rip. could obviously do that with a steel saw, but having the track saw, that's not much easier. That's right, Ghostbusters. All right, you gonna do the boomerang? So if you're ever trying to decide between a table saw and a track saw, here are the pluses and minuses I will say. And if you had to choose one, which one I would choose? If I had to just choose one, hands down table saw. So many other things you can do with it, it's so great. Now, if you don't have the space, but you want to cut large goods down, track saw is wonderful. Obviously, the best option is having both. But if you can't have both, just do an evaluation of your space, your needs, and the types of things that you're trying to cut, and come to the conclusion. But either way, you can't go wrong. You can cut everything with both, but you know, it's always good to have one of everything. All right, I know this is the first tool review that I've done, along with kind of like what I do and show and everything. So I'm gonna try and do some more tool reviews. If you want to see them, let me know what kind of tool you're thinking of that you want to buy and you're not sure if you should or not. And if I have it, I'll give you a great review. But I'll tell you, for this, I think it's money well spent. I use it for ripping all kinds of things. As you can see from my piece of MDF here, I have all kinds of cuts all over the place. So if my wife or son are not available and I have to cut something on my own, this is usually where I'm doing it. And I really like it. It was well worth the money. It's a little bit expensive to go with the battery setup, but I just hate fussing with cords, and so I went ahead and did the cordless unit, as just everything's going cordless these days. But I highly recommend it. It's worth the money. I've seen several other systems too. They all work in a very similar manner, so I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. So if you like it, give me a subscribe, and appreciate it. Thanks.